Hey friends, I'm Sarah with Ginger Acres. If you're new to the channel, I live in Eastern North Carolina, also known as Zone A, and today I'm discussing my garden plans. So I'm a little bit old school. I still use paper and pen. I have, what's going on here? A total of 10 beds. This one has not been built yet. And this bed is just not growing anything. I'm in the process of rejuvenating the soil, but unfortunately it's taken a lot longer than I ever expected it to. The people that lived here before me, they made this bed, but at the bottom, so it's like 12 inches, and at the very bottom is all rock. And I think that's 90% of the reason why nothing will grow is because it's just, the roots can't even get through. It's so compact with rocks. I'm not sure why they did that, maybe to prevent flooding, but because it's North Carolina, we get hurricanes every day. But either way, it's been a pain in the butt, so it's my I'll get to it bed. So here's just the general idea. I currently have a strawberry bed here. It's only got strawberries just in this section. The goal is to continue to propagate and get a full strawberry bed. The second bed right now has all my peppers in it. And because we're in North Carolina on the coast, it'll stay hot for quite a while longer. My thought process is that we're going to keep them in the bed and either possibly overwinter them or pull them. Why does it keep doing that? Overwinter them in the bed or pull them out and put them in buckets and move them to the garage. There's quite a few varieties in there that I would like to keep that did really well this year. And if you know anything about trying to start peppers, it's definitely a process and you have to be patient. Luckily for me, every time I've put seeds in to start them, I haven't had that big of a problem. I've been really lucky in that department. I know a lot of people struggle with their peppers. So the next bed is carrots, beets, bok choy, and some Swiss chard in this bed. And with some of these varieties, Swiss chard will keep growing repeatedly. So if you just plant and take what you need, it's a cut and come again plant. So you can enjoy Swiss chard. I'm debating on putting 4 or 2 in this space. If you're going by square foot gardening, you can put 1 per square foot, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I need 4 things of Swiss chard. I guess it really depends on how many of my seeds grow to be worthwhile. And then I have 2 rows of bok choy and pak choy. I'm aiming for baby ones, so I only want them to get like this big, maybe a little bit bigger, and use them in soups and hopefully stagger those. So do a row and then 2 weeks later start the next row and then rotate between those. The beets I'm gonna start all at the same time. This is a mix between Goldens and what is the other variety? It's a red variety. I know some people aren't fond of beets because they taste like dirt. I personally love beets, especially red beets. But if you don't like red beets, try the golden ones because they're a lot sweeter. And then after that, I have obviously a ton of carrots. I have 3 different varieties I'm trying this year, possibly 4. I have a shin carrot that I've never grown, an atomic red carrot that I've never grown, and what was the last variety? Bolero. I've never grown any of those ones. Normally I do the Denver carrots and they come out great, so I'm just waiting or wanting to try something new. And then for this last row, I'm planning to do all onions. So with that, onions aren't until springtime normally. So I'm debating on whether to put, I cannot think of the word, cover crops in here, or if I want to try and move some of these other vegetables into this spot. It's still debatable. I might put more carrots and celery and stuff for soups into here that are quick and that won't be in the way when it comes to springtime, but we'll have to see. So starting up top, like I said, this is my dead bed. Sorry, let me go back down. This bed has not been built yet. I would like to make it another perennial bed, but because I haven't gotten to it yet, I've just left it blank. I don't want to plan and then not be able to get to it. So for now, I'm just leaving it blank. If I have time to build a bed and fill it with dirt, then obviously I'll take advantage of that. Moving on up here, this row has a lot packed into it. So I have a bunch of different varieties of lettuces. I black Blackseed Simpson, Merlot, Butterhead as far as lettuces. And obviously you don't need 16 things of lettuce all at the same time. So this is all gonna be staggered. And again, this is by, right now I have it mapped out for square foot. So it's 4 per a square foot. If you don't need that many, don't plant that many. Don't waste it unless you're planning to give it to a neighbor or, you know, gift it to somebody, or just stagger it. It's completely fine to stagger. So I have all of those varieties of lettuce, and then down here I have broccoli and cabbages and Brussels sprouts. Again, you don't need 14 things of cabbage or broccoli or Brussels sprouts. Well, maybe the Brussels sprouts. But, so I plan to stagger each of these. I'm gonna do 2 weeks and then 2 weeks and then 2 weeks and then 2 weeks at the last row. And then hopefully that'll be good. It might be 3 weeks, just depends on how busy I get. The next bed, I have all asparagus right here. And then this half has been empty. I'm in the process of, I just added all metal beds to this top row, or back row, I should say. And I'm in the process of filling them. So you're not supposed to mess with asparagus while it's not dormant. So I think October is when it's supposed to go dormant. I'm trying to leave this bed alone and wait until October, November time frame, dig them up, split the asparagus, because if you don't know, one plant will multiply and you just kind of like pull them apart and then you can plant more asparagus. And if you're in North Carolina, it's a perennial, so it's just something you pop in the ground and it grows for years to come. And if you haven't tried asparagus, it's delicious. So something to think about. So the goal with that one is to wait right now, and then later, once my plants go dormant, pull them up, separate them, and make a full bed of asparagus. I'm hopeful for that because what I've seen out there looks really great. And then the next row, I have celeries, cauliflowers, different varieties of broccoli, and some new varieties that I've never tried. If you watch Jess from Roots and Refuge, she's one of my favorite people. She recommended a couple of these, and when I do my seed haul, I plan to, some of those are from her recommendation as well. So I got a couple of those from her, well, from her recommendation. So lots of new varieties to try. I'm excited about those, especially, what was it? This fancy, I think it was a fancy cauliflower, fancy broccoli. I'll show you. I'll put a picture up here in a minute. So yeah, and again, you know, it's the same thing with anything else, cauliflower, cabbages, you can either stagger them if you're planning to eat it fresh, or you can do what I'm planning to do, and I'm planting in bulk, and then I'm gonna freeze them for dinners. That way you could have like a mixed veg of broccoli, cabbage, carrots, and what else? There's something else, but my brain is not working right now. So yeah, I'm planning to do that with those. So I'm growing in bulk. Some people, if you're only planting to eat, stagger it out, or only plant one plant, whatever you need. And then in my last row, right here, if like I've been saying, it's garlic time here on the East Coast for you to plant. I personally don't have my garlic yet. I'm waiting on it to ship. I got mine from Johnny's, and it's a music variety. I'll cover that when I get it. I haven't gotten it yet, but that's exciting. I personally love growing garlic. I love growing garlic, and I love growing onions because the taste is just like anything in the garden that you grow yourself. It's so much better. So yes, I'm doing a ton of garlic. I bought 3 pounds of garlic. I don't know if that's too much or not enough. If I have too much, I'm definitely planning to share with my mom and some of my neighbors that are passionate about gardening as well. And then I'm trying something new. I have always wanted to grow leeks, and so leeks are definitely on the list. They're right here. And then I'm also popping in some peas and some beans, black beans and green beans. I am trying to get away from having to buy as much stuff from the grocery store as possible. So we go through a ton of black beans. My daughter loves black beans, and she prefers when I can them. So I'm in the process right now of canning some beans downstairs, but I want to grow them instead of having to always run out and buy them. I know it's a lot of work, so I only put 4 plants out there to see if it's something that I'm absolutely set on. And I think that's it. Thanks, guys. It was great chatting with you. Talk to you later. Bye.